Well, after 2 weeks here in Tunisia, I think there are a couple of things that come to mind in terms of highlights of the trip. And in no particular order, number one, the mosaics. It's one of the reasons why I wanted to come to Tunisia. The Bardo has a fantastic collection of mosaics. You can totally get lost in there, and the mosaics really transport you to a different time a couple thousand years ago. So I would say, number one, the mosaics. Also, the museum in Susa was fantastic for mosaics, as well as that in El Jem. So mosaics, number one. If you like mosaics, come to Tunisia. Second, archaeology. One of the big sites, and also one of the reasons I wanted to come, was to see the big amphitheater in El Jem. That was really spectacular, and you can get the real feel of what it must have been like to be, well, at the center of the amphitheater, or else just as a spectator. So that was great. And last but not least, everyone loves to travel because you like to sample food, and there was a bit of everything here. Loved the breakfast, whether they were in the fantastic five-star hotels. It's always a treat, or else even at the homestay that I had in Le Kef, and I tried the local rafisa. And I very much enjoyed that, which is crushed up bread with some dates and honey, and I think a little bit of sugar. We tried two different kinds, and sadly we don't have rafisa where I live in New York City, but maybe I will introduce it to the Big Apple. So those were just some of the things that I really enjoyed here in Tunisia, and there's a lot more here that I have yet to explore, so hopefully I'll be back at some point.
Well, Stephen, some of our viewers may have heard your show, the One Way Ticket Show, and we certainly hope that more will hear after watching this video. Are there ideas that you've come away with through your trip here in Tunisia? You covered a lot of territory here. Are there things that you're thinking, quirky ideas, people you'd like to be able to share with
Sure,
on the One Way Ticket Show?
I always have quirky ideas. That's why I do the One Way Ticket Show, and hopefully everyone that looks at this little video will check out the show. It's theonewayticketshow.com, where I ask all my guests, if I gave you a one-way ticket, where would you go? And I actually asked a number of people here in Tunisia where they would go. We asked some people that were the caretakers, in fact, outside of the archaeological site at Duga, where they, it wasn't Duga, although I did ask them, but the ones that I'm thinking about were in Bulareja, there you go, Bulareja. And one person said he would want a one-way ticket to Australia, another one said to the United States, someone said to Miami. So everyone always has an opinion on where they'd go if they were given a one-way ticket, and so people in Tunisia are no exception. And of course I'll be introducing and incorporating some of the things that I discovered in Tunisia into the show in future episodes.
Well, when you ask people one-way tickets, you yourself have traveled a lot to many places.
I have.
Some of them perhaps areas that people have security concerns: Syria, Iran,
Libya,
Libya, and you seem to have done very well in all those.
I'm still here.
When you mentioned to friends you were going to come to Tunisia, what was the reaction of people?
Well, they all said, "Why are you going to Tunisia?" And of course, I said, because I want to see the mosaics, and I want to see the archaeology. I want to sample the food. I want a little beach holiday as well. But I had, and then some people thought that that it might be unsafe, but I didn't experience anything that was in the area of unsafeness, if there's such a word. I mean, everything was actually went like clockwork. Everything was fine. I felt perfectly safe here, no problem.
Well, Stephen, we're really glad to have you on our show, on our little show, which is does not have the reach of.
It's a big show that you have here, Jerry.
Well, we have it's sincere, so people will enjoy it. So we're really honored to be able to have you here and have you here in Tunisia, and look forward to sharing your show with others. And thank you for being so giving with all your time to let us know about your trip here.
Thanks very much. Thanks, I appreciate it, Jerry.
We look forward to hearing some of your upcoming episodes.
All right, thanks a lot.